The following is a presentation of 1JD Films.
What's up?
All right, Brees, how would you describe your first season in the NFL?
A roller coaster.
146 for 36. All right. Yeah, Jermaine. Okay. All right. Awesome. Thanks. Clayton.
Who is it? Who is it? Yes?
Rocco swings it right, caught by Hall at the goal line. He walks in. That's a Jet touchdown.
Here, Mr. Brees Hall. Hall gets a block.
Little extra effort at the goal line.
Still on his feet, dragging defenders.
A trap play inside, and a beauty. Hall running free, side to 10. He's gonna score. He's gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Once I did, you seen me kind of like start to take off, and then once I was just starting to get to my highest point, you know, I get injured, so it's a lot of emotions.
It is a knee injury. He's already been ruled out for the remainder of this game. A huge blow.
That is a pivotal injury.
Brees Hall's done for the year. Their difference maker at the running back. They had a difference maker at that spot, and he's taken away.
It was probably for like 2 weeks, I was just asking myself, like, why me sitting in the bed, not wanting to get up and get out of bed, not really wanting to do anything, not really wanting to see anybody. You know, I was kind of just in my own shell. And then, you know, I just told myself being sad about it ain't gonna do anything for me. You know, you just got to deal with it and suck it up. And I always remind myself that, you know, it would be a dream for somebody to be in my shoes, so I got to always be grateful because it could always be worse.
How would you describe your mentality, you know, every day you kind of come back in here and working your way back to, you know, being even better than you were before?
Yeah, I just tell myself, you know, I'm still that dude. Like I said, when I step out on the field, I feel like I'm the best player on the field. I feel like, you know, nobody can really mess with me, so I got to attack the rehab like that. Like when I get back, I'm still gonna be that dude. I'm still gonna be the best player on the field, and I'm, you know, hopefully I can be one of the best players in the whole league. So, God willing, you know, I just got to come in, work out every day, and, you know, keep my head down and keep going.
So what will most likely be the final play, Mike White at the 29 of Seattle takes the shotgun snap, rolls out to his right, looks downfield, and he'll be sacked back to the 40-yard line, and that will end the game. The clock goes to all zeros, and a frustrating day for the Jets comes to an end with the final score here in Seattle, the Seahawks 23 and the Jets 6.
The way it's gone for the Jets offense and their quarterbacks and Seattle's defense eliminating the Jets from the postseason.
It's disappointing. Obviously, we made too many mistakes in that first quarter and all three phases to give ourselves a chance, and couldn't get anything going in the second half. It's disappointing.
I thought my Jets pick was my favorite of the weekend, and it was never competitive. So let's start with the positives.
Here's the good news. They have guys like Garrett Wilson on the team. And Robert Saleh's right when he said after the game that they're not far off. They were 6-3.
All 11 got to work together, and it's we're just not getting the precision that you need to be able to play with in this league. If you generate an explosive, we're not finishing drives. There's a lot of things that we can look at.
And the Jets roster, to me, above average. They have the number one corner in the league, a top 5 to 7 defensive front. Brees Hall will get healthy, a star running back. I think their offensive line will get healthier. A couple of guys on that I like. This is a really good roster. To get clarity, sometimes it's painful.
It's disappointing because I know the 5-game losing streak, and I know we battled on in a bunch of games. This one's just this one we could have been a lot better, but especially these last 2 games, it's just feel like we're a better football team than this. Obviously, it starts with me.
It's a shame too because they got off to a really good start,
but then fell apart down the stretch, and that's where the Jets are. The Jets are now eliminated, but 7-9 is a great season.
And, you just kind of wonder what would have happened if Mike White didn't get hurt.
I feel pretty good about the Jets for next year.
I promise you no one's hurting more than the people in the locker room, especially me. But at the same time, it's I know it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but there's still a lot of really cool things to look at from this season. But right now, it stings big time right now.
For 31 teams, the end of a season leaves a feeling of being unfinished. While the Jets are on an upward trajectory, there is a bitter taste after failing to reach the postseason.
The final score in Miami. The Dolphins defeat the Jets by the final of 11-6. And they're going to go into the offseason, Greg, with a 7-10 record and things that have to be addressed, things that have to be fixed. I mean, certainly changes, inevitable in professional sports in the National Football League. And, that Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh and their respective staffs, now they got to go to work and find out how to get back to the position they were in going into the month of December, but finish on that opportunity and then get this team to the postseason next year.
It's a long way to the finish line, got a hard road ahead.
Going into last week, they were playing meaningful football. It is progress. It's baby steps, but they still have a lot of work to do.
'Cause I'm 10 yards in the rain, and your lock's gonna keep me from this door. Won't be shut out anymore. I'm gonna light like fire. I'm coming down like rain. I'm gonna break down barriers. I'm gonna play through the pain. I'm gonna rise like a phoenix. I'm gonna fight through the flame. The devil won't drag me down, 'cause I'm done. I'm all done playing games.
We noticed the finished shirts in the locker room and talked to the players about it. Just how did that come about, and also what was your message?
Last year, we were out of playoff contention, and we kind of simulated December football. I showed this video about Pittsburgh Steelers, December football, what it means, bad weather, and we created a makeshift scenario that if we won 3 or more, we had 4 games left, if we won 3 or more, we were going to go, we control our own destiny. 2, we need a little bit of help. 1 or 2, and we need a little bit of help. 0, we were out. This year, we're in the real thing. We're sitting there with 4 games left. We control our own destiny. If we win 3 or 4, it was the exact same scenario. We didn't win any of those games, but we lived those games. We played in these last 6 games that we lost. I think all 5 of them are in the playoffs. 1 of them won 7-9. It's a tremendous learning experience. One that stings because we didn't get it done, but we played real December football with butts on the line, and versus teams who are fighting for a playoff spot too, who are in the playoffs, and we battled with all of them.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, thanks, guys.
We'll have Joe down here.
The offseason starts now for the green and white. And although it's been a year of progression, winning in New York is everything.
What's up, guys? Thanks for being here. Obviously, was hoping to have this conversation much later in January or February than having it right now. Obviously, it's been a surreal 3.5, 4 months. Coming out of the gate the way we did, 6-3. Overcoming some of the obstacles early in training camp, the injuries. Come off 6-3, having a huge win at home against Buffalo. That was surreal in a positive way. And then now on the flip side, with how we finished the season, with this 6-game losing streak, that's surreal in the negative way. So.
But you have to realize how young this team is. And when you see a guy like Garrett Wilson have the type of game that he had today, and Sauce Gardner and Michael Clemens, it's going to be a bright future for these guys. It's kind of hard to swallow right now because it's also real and it's also raw. But I think what people have to do is take a step back. Everybody said, hey, you know what? Show us some improvement. I think that we have seen the improvement. There's some pieces to the puzzle that's really going to make this an exciting franchise for years to come.
Do teams need an elite quarterback to be elite, or can you have make up for those deficiencies elsewhere on the roster?
As far as my experience in the league, it's a team sport, and the ultimate team sport. And so quarterback is, I stand by, the most important position in all sports. But ultimately, it's a team sport, and you have to have a great group of people around them to support them. We're all hurting about where we are right now, opposed to where we started the season. So again, it really goes back to getting together, having tough conversations, how we got to this point. Because only if you really open up those wounds and talk about it can you really start the healing process and start to get better.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
In the NFL, change is inevitable, and no locker room holds a permanent seat. For the Jets to finish onward, the team must be backed by the core.
Elijah, what do you think of the core that is here going forward with this New York Jets team?
Yeah, I really like it. We had rookies come in and perform really well. We've seen that from pretty much all of them. Second-year guys as well. I feel like overall the team knows where we want to be. We know we have the guys to contend for playoffs, Super Bowl, and now it's just about getting back out there and coming back and getting the job done and finishing it.
Do you anticipate being ready for the start of training camp or the off-season program?
Yeah, I'll be ready for whatever the coaches, need me for. I feel like I'm recovering at a faster rate than normal, so I feel like I'll be fine.
How do you feel physically, Makai?
I'm good.
Yeah,
good.
What's the, rehab like for you now? Are you close to being able to do football stuff? Just kind of what's it looking like?
Really close to be able to do football stuff. I'm losing a lot of weight. As y'all can see, I look real skinny right now, so feeling good.
To see where this culture going, to see where we're going as a defense as a whole, man, I feel like I want to be a big part of that culture change. I want to be a big part of that New York Saxon Train 2.0 type thing, man. That's a big thing that means a lot to me and this organization. So,
are you optimistic that this core that's intact here can lead the Jets to some good victories and playoff berths?
I'm confident in everybody we had on the team. I feel like with me and AVT coming back healthy, Makai coming back healthy, and all the pieces we have, we're a playoff team. We had a top 3 defense in the league, and with me playing, we had a top 10 offense. So I feel like me and AVT, Makai coming back, we'll be fine.
While the flame may be out on the 2022 season, the future of the Jets burns bright.
It's crazy because, this was a real long season. And it's been straight football. I didn't really get off season. At Cincinnati, we went to the playoffs and then rolled right into rookie minicamp, OTAs, training camp, then the season. So I didn't really get a break, so it feels kind of different, not having anything to do. But at the same time, I got to make sure I rest for a little bit, and then we're going to hit the ground running.
What was the biggest thing you learned this year?
It's just a marathon, you know what I mean? Just stay consistent to you and, what you do week in and week out, whether it be on the field, off the field, but just stay true to you and, just have faith that, your work ethic and your mentality and, your habits will get you where you want to go.
Not just looking at myself as a rookie, having the people around me, all the vets, DJ Reed, Quinnen, CJ Mosley, expecting a lot of me. So I didn't just come in like a rookie. I had to play a big role, being vocal. So that way they could be comfortable when I'm out there on that island. They can focus on what they have to do instead of, worrying about if I'm doing my job. So, yeah.
When you kind of turn the page, what was Coach Salah's message to the team on the last day?
He just emphasized finishing. Last year they were nowhere near even being talked about for the playoffs, and this year we could have made the playoffs. We felt like we were a playoff team, and like I said, the injuries happen, but that's not an excuse because every team has injuries happen. So you got to find a way to deal with it. But I just felt like, even we felt like we sold ourselves short. We felt like we should be in the playoffs. We felt like we're better than some of the teams that are in the playoffs. So, we just got to keep that energy coming back into, OTAs, minicamp and stuff like that, and just emphasize finishing and emphasize, perfecting our craft.
Like, we're going to have to finish. He gave us shirts that said finish. I'm going to make sure I'm training in it for the off season because it's always going to be a constant reminder. Every time I'm training, we're going to have to finish. So that's the main thing, and that summarizes our season that we just had. We got to be able to finish them close games, all of that. We have to finish.
We have a special group. We do, and that the later half of the season, didn't reflect really how great we can be, but nonetheless, we have a special group, and all of us believe that, and all of us are buying in, and we can't wait to apply that to next year.
An NFL career begins with a call.
Jermaine.
Hello?
Jermaine.
Yes, sir.
It's Rex Hogan with the Jets.
Hey, man, I just want to thank y'all, man. If this happened at Ford, man, I'm gonna be the highest draft in Cincinnati history, man.
Well, here it is. Let's do it. Man, it's going to be fun to watch you grow. Just come in, be you. Don't have to do anything special. Just be you and fit, and trust me, being you is good enough.
For the 2022 rookie class, they answered, and then some.
This is really our first practice. It's crazy.
Rookie draft flag walking in.
It was Jermaine Johnson, the rookie, got to him. Anticipates and finds Wilson, who breaks tackles. Garrett Wilson still going. In stride, Garrett Wilson. Breaks free. Touchdown. 45-40. Intercepted by Sauce Gardner. Back to throw is Trubisky. Under pressure. Pocket collapsing. And he is sacked. The rookie, Jermaine Johnson. He's done it again! Breeze lightning! Like a torpedo, Sauce Gardner coming through. Caught! Touchdown! Garrett Wilson scores! Another block punt!
And that, Greg, that you pointed to is one of those key elements of a rebuild, the shift in culture.
With the foundation laid, the Jets will look to ascend to greater heights in 2023 and beyond.
Yeah, we're gonna be great, man. I can't wait. Can't wait to start back training with my brothers. I'm gonna make sure I do my part in the off season. Get better at everything I have to get better on. I'm gonna reach out to everybody and make sure they're doing the same.
To be honest, I think it just is really natural for all of us. We're all team guys, and we all love the game of football. And it all starts with those two things. We're just hungry, it was almost like we tasted a little bit, with that 6-3 start, and we seen what we could be. So, for it to end this way, it's definitely left a bitter taste in our mouth, but definitely left us starving. And that'll be very evident within this offseason, I know for me, and I know the guys we have in that room, so for them as well.
How you do anything is how you do everything. So, you just kind of want to be the same person every day. That's what I'm focusing on, just waking up, trying to be the same Brees every day, come in, work as hard as I did the day before, even try to work harder, And I don't think that'll be a problem with us because we have so many guys who are young and hungry and want to be great. So, that itself, it instills like that, self-motivation in us. So I feel like we'll be fine.
Can't take no days off. Can't stop. Got to keep going. So when I first heard him say that, I'm like, this is the place I want to be. I love that mentality. Just keep going, all gas.
The NFL is, and always will be, a game of details.
Everything matters. How we wake up, how we dress, how we eat, how we meet, how we train, how we practice, how we rehab, how we recover, how we treat one another, how we treat everyone.
And sometimes it can be hard to take a step back and look at the big picture.
For me, looking back at this team and what we're going to remember it for, it's going to be the group of guys that started a long, long run of success in this organization. And like we've always said, we're going to win championships here, and it's going to be because of these guys and what they've started.
The 2022 Jets are not without fault. They let an opportunity to make the playoffs slip through their grasp.
Eliminating the Jets from the postseason.
But when you look at the big picture, there are reasons to believe.
You know, I've been a part of, a lot of teams, but this one just feels different.
I feel like we thrive when everybody's against us.
When you look at this team, I just know that what's going to happen is going to be awesome. I know a lot of people can't see it, but it's going to happen.
Everything from the past is gone, and we believe. That's all there is to it.
A loaded rookie class punching above their weight.
Looks right, wobbly ball to the far sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sauce Gardner. He's got his first. Play action. Looks over the middle, throws one down the left sideline, wide open Breece Hall at the 50, gets a block at the 40. To the right, being chased, dragged around the ankles and brought down. Jermaine Johnson. Tells Garrett Wilson, makes Van Der miss, turns on the afterburners, he's gone, touchdown Jets.
A culture and a standard set every single day.
If we're going to be legendary, if we're going to change this franchise around, we can't have no off days.
One of the best defenses in the league.
Don't walk out of this building with any regrets.
It's been hell, but it's made me tougher. It's made me harder.
We got the tools, we got the keys to be the team that we want to be.
I just want to ball, I want to shine, I want to show the receiver in front of me like you're not going to get nothing on me.
While the season ended in disappointment, the Jets are building something special.
That's a Jet touchdown!
Great, man, let's go. Let's get it!
Takes the shotgun snap and drops. Looks up the seam, fires, caught! Touchdown! Garrett Wilson scores! Under some pressure, throws to the near sideline, and it is carried and intercepted. Leaves a bomb for Davis. Sauce Gardner's there. It's knocked away. Sauce Gardner in position on Gabe Davis.
As the 2022 season ends, 2023 has already begun.
And look, the main thing is, we find the guys that fit us.
He's awesome.
And the plan remains the same.
We have a plan in place. The fundamentals of our plan, they don't change.
To build a champion at One Jets Drive.